Okay.
Hi, we're live on YouTube. Hi, the internet, everybody. We are Captain PhD, and we are going to do an improv show for you tonight. It's our first show of 2021, which is a new year, same show. It's going to be so fun. And we have a cast of captains that are going to come on in a little bit. We have a fabulous guest who has a PhD. So she is actually a doctor. It's this weekend. Her dissertation anniversary, so it's extra special. Yeah, before we go on with the rest of the show, I just want to plug WIT quickly. Washington Improv Theater is the theater in DC that's hosting us, and we love them very much. You can support them at witdc.org. And tune in, follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and everywhere you are on the internet, so you can follow our next shows. Can I welcome all the captains to the digital stage? Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. We had a sneak preview of James before, which was
so sorry, everyone.
He was changing from his cell phone to his computer.
That's correct. Because 9 months into a pandemic, we still don't really know how to use Zoom in a smooth way, which is what's beautiful about improv. And we're going to welcome our guest, Dr. Analía Gómez Vidal.
Yay! Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you so much for joining us, Analía. So you did your dissertation at UMD in government and politics.
Yes.
Can you tell us what your dissertation was?
Yeah, I have it as my prop right here.
Nice.
My dissertation is titled Support is Not Enough, the Role of Meritocracy and Sexism in Equal Pay. And what I did for my dissertation is I did a survey in Argentina in the midst of women's movements around against violence against women and reproductive rights. And I asked about what the thoughts were in terms of pay equity, in terms of the idea that men and women should be compensated in the same way, like basically the premise equal pay for equal work. And so in that first survey, what I found out was like people were very likely to say that they were very supportive of a policy like that one. But then I asked them also to elaborate on their thoughts, and they had like a space in the survey where they could just sort of like tell me more about what they thought about this. And that's when I started realizing that what they first had reported as like very high support for this policy had a lot of conditionality in it. There were a lot of different things that people thought about equal pay and the role of women in society and sort of like, and the idea of deservingness. It's like, well, women should be compensated at the same level if they deserve it. And so that led me to do a second survey the following year where I asked some of the similar questions. I found similar results, but this time what I did is I explored a little bit more these ideas about deservingness and meritocracy and also sexism. There is a specific type of sexism that we use sometimes in social science literature that is referred to as modern sexism. And it's this idea of denying women's opportunities or sort of like denying and antagonizing their claims that there is discrimination against them. And so what I found in my studies is that people tend to talk a lot about meritocracy, but when it comes to measuring what they believe about meritocracy and how that impacts in their support for equal pay policy, meritocracy doesn't really have that much of an effect. What does have a lot more of an effect and a consistent one is modern sexism. And so basically what I explore in my dissertation is that relationship between the two of them. Meritocracy and sexism can be explained as ideologies about how the system works and whether people want to defend the status quo or if they want to change it. And so one of the things that I explore is whether meritocracy and sexism are connected in a way that saying that someone deserves it or basing the system on merit may sound better than just saying, well, women don't deserve it, or like maybe women shouldn't get it. And so that's basically what I explored, and some of the things that now I continue to work on as I have already transitioned out of my dissertation and trying to figure out what my next steps as a researcher are.
Oh, so what made you narrow in on this particular topic from, like, did you know that you wanted to study gender to start with? And like, what made you take this angle of like perception and opinions on it?
There was a lot of exploration throughout my grad school time. When I was first admitted into University of Maryland, I was supposed to study territorial disputes in Southeast Asia. I was studying Chinese. I was very interested in politics in Southeast Asia. And I wanted to sort of like understand a little bit more about the tensions that existed. But then over time, my interest sort of like broadened as part of the graduate program. And I started to focus increasingly on Latin America, where like I'm from Argentina, so I already have like a natural tendency to want to understand the region that I come from. And then at the same time, because my background is in economics, and I was starting to become more and more aware about the gender dynamics in studying economics and politics, that's when I sort of like started exploring what that meant for the intersection of those disciplines. And I started sort of like trying to understand how I wanted to figure out what people think, or like what they are thinking about when they are saying something about their political attitudes. And that's how I got into learning more about surveys and survey methodology, and sort of like playing around a lot with having the space to let people do the talking so that I can sort of like analyze it later on.
I have a clear question that I'm just a little confused. So you did the survey was written, or did you like interview people face to face?
So what I did first, before the two surveys that I used in my dissertation were online surveys. So I designed the questionnaire, and we distributed online to people in partnership with a market research company in Argentina. But before I did that, I also went through the process of interviewing people one-on-one, either in person and over the phone and online, because I wanted to get a better sense of where I was going with my interests. And that actually led me to focus on this particular topic, because when I first started, wanted to explore more about the role of women in politics and society more broadly in Argentina. And one of the things that you learn through your PhD is that you need to keep narrowing down your research, because you cannot just like learn everything at the same time. And I actually went through the process of writing a first prospectus, which was like the dissertation proposal, and then needing to write a second one, because the first one contained like 3 different dissertations in it.
When you did these like the phone interviews, did you ever run into any assholes, or was everybody pretty nice and polite?
Everyone was pretty nice, I will say, but I think that part of the reason why is because it was with people that I either knew in advance, or with people that sort of like what we call a snowball way of recruiting, which is like a friend of a friend of a friend is available to talk about this. I think like
what do you call it? You say noble?
Snowball. Like a snowball.
Snowball. I thought like noble, like this is the way of recruiting. I was like, okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I will say the most like interesting experience I had was like on a like in-person interview that I did very early on in the process with a mayor in the province, the state of Buenos Aires. Like a very well-known established mayor that was at the time running one of the cities in Buenos Aires. And it was quite an interesting experience, both because of the amount of experience that he had, like being in power for like multiple decades, but also like even walking into his office was like a museum of Argentine politics, which was like a fascinating experience. I didn't use any of that for my dissertation. The fact that, you know, I had the chance to do that was just like so interesting to me.
Oh,
Go
I had
ahead.
a question, but so you were saying that you designed the survey and then it went out online. What did how did, when they received the interview, like the survey, what would that look like to them? Would it be in the form of like an advertisement, or?
So they first get the advertisement, or like in the way that this company worked, they already had people that had, you know, already like made themselves available for participating in this kind of studies. And so it was already, there was a rapport with the company that I partner with. And so once they accepted that they were going to be part of the study, they received what looks like basically like a homepage where you see just like the form, just like a Google Forms, basically.
Okay.
And so they just like filled out all of it. And then by the end of it, once they have completed it, that's when we sort of like track the identification number, like they do in the market research company. And so they do sort of like the compensation for participating in the study. And that's an important aspect to consider, because all of these studies are anonymous, like they cannot be identified individually. So all of the individual information that could be identifiable, the market like research company had it, so that I couldn't just like pinpoint who was. Except that sometimes, because I do give my information, my contact information, in case that they have any follow-up questions or comments about the study, I did receive a few of them, especially from male participants who were not in agreement with some of the questions. And so they felt compelled to tell me how inaccurate or like poorly designed or very little understanding of Argentina the study had. And so it was fascinating, and it was also interesting because it's like, well, I'm doing a study to prove a point about meritocracy and sexism. I mean, you kind of did it for me.
Oh God.
I love it.
Did you respond to any of those emails, or did you like, what did
Oh,
you?
I did, absolutely. What I said basically is like, look, I just followed the you know, like the parameters that we do like professionally as part of this discipline. All of these studies were previously approved by an ethical committee. So just rest assured that none of this is unprofessional, but also I'd be happy to have a follow-up interview to consider more of your thoughts about this and any other issues that you want to talk about. And this person just like replied to me with a no thanks.
Wow, that is so
Good for
professional.
Yeah.
I would have just
Yeah.
sent like lines and lines and lines of like the middle finger emoji. And just,
I was gonna say, good for you for like offering your time to them when they were not being nice to you. So
I mean, to be fair, at the end of the day, one thing that I always have to remember, and I think a lot of us doing research have to remember, is that as much as we have our personal opinions and feelings, that they are the subject that we want to learn. Like they are the people who have the opinions that part of the reason why I'm interested in this topic is because I want to unpack what people think about them so that we can tackle them better. So for me to have the opportunity to have this person who clearly does not share any of my views on the issue is actually a gift in ways.
Well, that's beautiful. I think we're at time for the interview, and that's a beautiful way to end it. So thank you so much, Analía. You can turn off your camera. And now we're going to improvise some comedy scenes for you all. And we'll welcome you back at the end, Analía.
I think I've narrowed down my thesis. My thesis is the world is great.
Oh my
It's so
God.
great
That's incredible because you know what I picked?
What'd you pick?
I'm a little worried because it's a little narrower than yours, but I picked why.
What could be more narrow? Oh, you totally cut out there.
Oh, I said why the ocean is great. A part of
Okay. I guess I just think that's kind of weird because like butterflies don't live in the ocean, you know. Butterflies live in the air and the air is great. I mean, the ocean has dolphins, which are great, but it doesn't also have butterflies. It's just like, why would you?
Hey! I'm so sorry. This is a little unusual, but we're running out of time. So the committee was actually wondering if potentially both of you could just come in and pitch your theses to us, and we can just sort of give you feedback all at the same time. Is that okay?
Wait, so you're just asking us to combine our theses together?
No. Oh well, no. You can pitch yours one at a time, but we're just running out of time. So could you just both come in and we'll kind of see you both at the same time?
Oh, okay.
Okay, great. All right, here, follow me into this room. Okay, here's the committee. Whoever wants to get started first.
Do you guys know what a butterfly is? I do, and I think they're great. And I think that's why the whole world is great. Or trees in the dirt? Great.
All right. Well, I took a slightly more focused approach. I think the ocean is really great. There are sea urchins. The Titanic sunk in the ocean, so there's mystery. Let's see what else. Oh, and sharks. Lots of things have been based on the ocean, like Jaws. There's just a lot of variety in a very focused way. Mm-hmm.
Sharks, they kill things.
Okay, well, the world has bears and they can eat.
But they're cute.
Ladies, I hate to interrupt you guys, but I just need to talk to my fellow jury members. Are we in the wrong room? Like, is this
this was the graduate PhD thesis presentation?
Yes, I agree. I don't understand why they are so bubbly and so optimistic about just like very mundane things. Well, the world is in fucking hell and there's so many horrible
not
to
really presenting any academic topics at all. There's just
Excuse me, I have my thesis right here. Okay.
That's a book from B for Vendetta. What the fuck?
It's the graphic novel.
Yeah, neither of those have been peer reviewed. You can't use them in your research.
I showed it to my dad.
Pages it is. How could it be not real if there's so many pages?
Can you show us? Can you show us the book?
None of those pages are in the ocean.
Look at the other way around.
Side.
You're showing us the back of the book. You can don't the good girls lie. Oh Jesus Christ!
So
mine has pictures.
Neither of you. I'm so sorry to the other members of the committee. I think I must have made a mistake. You two aren't PhD students, are you?
We are.
I have many PhDs.
You have many PhDs?
Many PhDs.
No, usually people don't have one when they're a student yet.
I
stole mine.
I don't like my time being wasted like this.
Listen, this is completely abnormal, but we got off on a wrong foot. Do you guys have any other maybe potential PhD topics you could just pitch? I'm sure you guys, if you're students, I'm sure you have a lot of great ideas. Could you maybe just give us something else, something a little more focused?
Let's see. If oceans is too broad.
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah. Ocean and great, two things that are very broad. You put them together, still broad.
What did you say? Space?
Space is great.
Just gonna give that a next? Just maybe next idea.
Yeah,
and it's Dr.
Maybe
next.
let's also switch the word great, because that also is very.
Yeah, I think the problem is not I think the great is the problem. Like, it's very hard to find something that is just great and perfect.
Okay, space is good.
For things like really specific, like territorial disputes in Southeast Asia or something like very specific.
I don't know any of those words.
Oh, okay, here's one. The waves in the ocean are pretty and controlled by the moon.
Absolutely not. I'm leaving.
Oh,
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
but
like that one because of those words.
I'm not voting for any of these.
We just lost our jury, half of our.
Yeah, people are just leaving. They are very upset.
I have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we're already running out of time because we all have a training session to go to. So we're in a pickle right now.
I'm gonna get some Thai food. I'm dying for some Thai food.
Well,
Okay.
ladies, I just have to leave you hanging without a decision on your thesis because I have to go to the training session that everybody failed for. So
Goodbye.
I think I'm great, so I really don't. I'm Dr. Great.
I'm Dr. Pretty.
And
Wow. Your office is incredible. I feel like I'm just in a museum. Like,
yeah, it's kind of weird, and I feel bad, but it's just like, they were like, okay, you're a man, so you can get this one, and I think it's kind of fucked up. It's kind of fucked up that they just give me this office just because I'm a man. But yeah, I guess I fell into the cycle, and I said, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
yeah, I mean, I appreciate you acknowledging that.
Yeah.
But also, I just taking the time to just like see you like really leading into the like I'm just a man and like seeing that on the walls of the office of like.
Oh, you think that's too much? Having a poster that says I'm a man? You think that's too much?
No.
Because I feel like, I mean, that's who I am, and I think that's like, if I have to be in a box, other people say, hey, I'm a musician, I'm a doctor, I'm an attorney, and I feel like for me, the best way to describe myself is like, I'm a man.
Yeah, no, I get it. I feel like it took me back like 100 years back to like 2020 when most men on the planet were so fragile and like
fragile. I'm not a fragile.
Oh no, I know.
My dick is super big. My dick is big. I drink a lot. I'm not fragile. I don't have any big issues in my life. Everything is perfect.
Trust me.
Okay.
I know you're not fragile.
Okay.
But yeah, looking at this office is just so wild. Like I'm in a time capsule. Like you have a oh, I didn't even notice what was on the ceiling. Just pictures of women like just like they're pieces of meat. And I don't know what you're planning to do with all the mirrors up there, but
the mirrors. Oh, the mirrors.
You're not gonna get what you want from it.
I mean, again, like I said, I don't have any issues. I'm a straight up like shooter. I'm a man. I clearly have sex in this office, and the mirrors are for me to look when I'm banging up some chicks, because that's me. And I'm my life is perfectly, and I'm not upset that every human being that encounters with me clearly hates me because they think that I'm an asshole. So
don't worry.
I'm doing great.
Eric, I do not think you are an asshole.
Well,
thank you.
I don't. Sorry. Can I? Why? Like, I don't understand the wink. I'm like, are you? I feel like, are you on my side or not on my side? It's because the wink feels like you are on my side, but everything else seems like you're not on my side, and you think that I'm also an asshole.
No.
And
sorry.
you deserve this office because actually, to be honest, you're smarter than me.
Excuse me, Eric, the man. The class of second graders are here to see you and hear about all the important things you do at work.
I gotta thank you for bringing a second graders to. I mean,
it's been on your calendar for weeks.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey,
Eric, when I asked to just be a researcher and be a fly on the wall in your office today and see your day to day, I didn't realize it was going to be this great. I'm going to sit in the corner and take notes.
Okay,
while
of course.
you teach these, second graders what it's going to be like. And
yes. Yeah, no, that's great because I deserve everything that I've earned because I'm a man, and it's not a privilege or just the way the patriarchy is designed. I own and deserve everything. So, Kit, if Kit, that looks
I'm
kind of
in
like
second grade.
Yeah, many of the moms protested bringing their children here. So Morgan's the only second grader.
just like one. Okay, we got
There's
one
boobies
second
up
grader.
there.
Yeah.
Boobies.
I'm gonna be like a straight up shooter with you, Kate. In life, if you're a man, you're gonna get more opportunities than if you're a woman.
Arm wrestle me right now.
What do you say?
Arm wrestle me right now.
You think I'm scared that a second grader woman is going to, or I guess a girl is gonna defeat me, a man, a 41-year-old, 2 times divorced virgin man? Well, sure, because I'm not afraid.
I'll kick your
And
ass, man.
okay, let's see. Oh fuck, I lost. Damn it. Ah, man.
You're taking that really well.
Me? You think I'm sweating and I'm gonna go to my house and just cry because my life is a living hell? You're wrong, kid.
Yeah. You think you're a loser?
Yeah.
There's boobs.
What do you say?
Eric, excuse me, second grader. Eric is the man and the proudest, oldest virgin in this entire country. Okay, so please speak to him with respect. Okay, just because he has so many manly attributes and chooses to keep them to himself and save them for a special woman who has been by his side, maybe one day, we can all hope. But that is up to him.
Excuse me, Renan. I don't know if you're on my side or you're also like kind of like winking at Sarah that I'm like a douchebag and the worst piece of shit in this planet.
You are my boss, so you can do no wrong.
I don't think you answered the question, but okay, I guess that's gonna be my life. What's that, kid?
She winked. She like that.
You're smart, kid. You're gonna go far. Maybe world will be different when you grow up, and maybe women can have the same opportunities than men. Who knows?
Peace. I'm gonna go buy stocks.
What the fuck? Wow. Okay. This kid, that kid is going far. That kid is going.
And scene.
Yeah, so honey, I did want to say, I said yes to the proposal because I so want to get married, but I do have some sort of follow-up conditionality on the answer. So just wanted to like clarify like exactly what I mean by like, yes, I want to get married. And by that I mean like, yeah, I would love if you like, keep making me food every day for the rest of my life. That sounds.
I would love to make you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Anything to keep you happy and nurtured.
That's awesome. I just wanted to clarify that was kind of one of the terms. I do have a second conditionality.
Anything.
Right. So the second one is I really am looking forward to you taking care of me when I am sick, which is not very frequent, but it does happen. And I do need a very strong support system when it happens.
Absolutely. We have a chicken noodle soup recipe that's been in our family for generations. It would be my honor to be by your side and just feed you.
Awesome. This is great. I'm such a good negotiator. The third condition that to sort of clarify was included in the contract is the fact that at any point in time during our married life, I can sort of quit my job and rely on your income solely to pursue this sort of startup idea that I've had since I was a kid, but I've never really tried it. It's about a restaurant. I mean, I can talk to you about it more. I just don't want anyone to steal my idea, but yeah, that's something that really matters to me, that like at any point in time I could try that during our
I don't know what I love more, if I love your heart or I love that brain of yours. I'm here to support you in any choices you make.
Wow, this is awesome. We really kind of found each other here. Yeah, that's my third condition. My fourth condition is I think the easiest one. I just yeah, I just want you to say yes to everything I say all the time, but that seems to already be happening, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
I think that's going to be a yes. So
Tag out Beatrice. So I'm your best friend, right? So you know I'm on your side.
Mhm.
Um,
And I'm on yours.
Thank you. And just a couple of the things that you told me your new boyfriend said to you during his proposal, I have to admit, were red flags for me.
Valentine's Day.
Okay, the problem is deeper than I anticipated.
Like
Just like,
spiritually, I do feel like we're really.
let's just like as an exercise, like, is there an example you can think of something that you don't like about him? Because like obviously we all have things that we don't like about our partners, and that's healthy to acknowledge, just as a starting point.
I guess I would say he probably, I don't know, this is tough. I guess maybe he like flosses too much. I think it's
Okay.
like recommended by your dentist to floss maybe twice a day.
Yeah.
But see him doing it a third time, and I'm like,
yeah.
floss.
And I think this is an example of you viewing things through like rose-colored glasses, because I do agree that he flosses way too much. His gums are bleeding most of the time. And this is another example of things that I seem to be, look, I'm just going to be honest with you. I feel like you have entered a relationship with an absolute garbage sociopath, and you're maybe missing some of the cues. And I'm worried. I don't want you to enter into a relationship where I think you quote said one of his expectations was anything he asks you'll say yes to. Like, what if he asks you to kill someone?
Well, did they hurt our dog?
You don't have a dog.
But we could get it.
I know, that's what you're making up. I feel
If you
too many
wanted-
excuses for him.
If you wanted a dog, do you know what my answer to that would be?
I think that's a reasonable thing to say yes to. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
a yes. If the dog brings him joy, it's a yes. If the, me, making breakfast in the morning makes him feel happy, then it's a yes. Yes. If it's, me killing somebody that said something bad to him or, looked him in the wrong way, then it's a yes. It's a yes. Like, people do things for the people they love.
Okay. Can I just like
flag?
Have you guys made love? Have you guys had sex?
Yes.
Okay. Can you like okay, I'm just going to go out and say it. Does he
all time? Yes.
That's not what I was going to ask. That's the big
Okay, everyone gather around, please. You're gonna I'm just gonna tell you. I'm sorry. I'm here to tell you that all of you have received an online questionnaire. So just very simple. It's anonymous, so you don't have to write your name. Yeah, there's this PhD candidate from Argentina that lives in the USA right now. Just like there's some questions you can respond. Again, it's anonymous, so don't stress too much about it. Just answer and be as honest as you can. And that's about it. But it would be great if all of you can answer. Is that okay? Do we have?
This is asking me if I hate women. Am I being accused of being a self-misogynist because of this survey?
Again, if you don't hate women, just say no. That's it. It's just very yes and no question. It's not attacking. Again, it is an anonymous questionnaire. No one is going to know who is answering. So just respond honestly and feel free to say whatever you want, because no one will know if you are that person. Okay?
I just don't think that this survey understands that sexism doesn't exist.
Well,
that's what I'm angry about.
It does exist. That's just wait. Some people were nodding. Raise your hand if you think sexism doesn't exist. 1, 2, 3. I want to ask the other man in the room, Beatrice. You said you also think that sexism doesn't exist?
Yeah, because I'm not sexist.
Okay, that's your basis to say that sexism in the world doesn't exist is because you are not sexist. Okay, the other guy, what is this guy, James? Basis for saying sexism doesn't exist?
Well, I thought this was anonymous, so I don't want to answer that.
Okay, it's great. You see, that's what I'm looking at. So just again, you look at your computer right now. You're all on your computer.
But I mean, yeah, it doesn't exist. But keep going.
I'm sorry, but again, okay. You have your computers in front of you. You just received the questionnaire. Again, there's not even like a way to write your name. So just respond. Is there yes or no questions? There's only 5 yes or no questions. Very simple.
I have a question. So the first question is about whether we think there's a bias against women, but that we can just say yes or no, but we can't say like non-applicable, because I think it's just non-applicable. The thing.
Because there has never been such thing as bias against women, right? It's like asking if unicorns exist.
If I need more pages to write down the number of times I've experienced sexism, will I be given more pages?
Yes, you can.
One page will not be enough.
Yes, you can get as many. You can write as there's like no limit on characters, so you can write as much as from your experience that you want. Absolutely.
I'll need extra pages.
You will also need it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I need for the generational trauma.
Yes.
That sexism has played in my family's life, in my own opportunities. It has not been a meritocracy. I could write a novel on this.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that, you know, it's one thing and then another and another. It just snowballs, and it's just.
I like that. Was that a snowball you said?
Yes.
That's a great word. That's a great way to put it. I love that. That's very great.
Well,
wonderful.
Now I'm getting a little confused because I thought sexism doesn't exist, and she's saying it exists. So, well,
I'm also confused.
Maybe she's
saying it's like snowball. Does snow even exist?
Yes, snow exists.
Yes, snow exists.
That's a completely fact.
Because I've never seen snow.
Not because you haven't seen something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Also, I'm pretty sure you have seen sexism, but anyway, again, it's an anonymous questionnaire.
Like the last job I applied for, they said they could only pay me $15 an hour. They could not pay me any more than that. And then my roommate went and applied for the same job, and they offered him $18 an hour.
Yeah, is your roommate the guy that calls himself the man?
Yes.
He has a lot of issues.
Wait, they offered him more pay just because he was a man?
Yeah.
Well, that changes everything.
Wow.
Absolutely everything.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. I think we're making some progress. Great. Beatrice and James, are you willing to accept that there's sexism, or are you still like on the fence?
I don't know. Is this anonymous or not?
I mean, yeah, the questionnaire is anonymous. Yeah, you can share some. I mean, Tess, can you share the book that you were explaining to us before? You have it right there. Just share the front book. I think that's gonna make some people change their minds.
This one?
Oof.
Wait.
That's saying that good girls lie.
Yeah, James.
Wait.
That's a bad thing.
Wait, good girls lie? does that mean that somebody can be good and also have complex motivations behind their actions, which means that perhaps my one-dimensional understanding of this world was not true? Wow. The title of that book has taught me that, in fact, sexism is real.
Wow, great. I think great progress. I think the only person right now is Beatrice.
Yeah, I guess hearing James talk, it just makes me realize that maybe the world isn't that great.
I'm so glad you said that, because if you didn't, I was just going to write you an email with a bunch of middle fingers.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're all on the same page.
Which is
And this is
so bad because I was reading someone's dissertation proposal that was that the world is great, and honestly, I thought it was like very compelling research, and I was like, yeah, the world has been great to me, and there's researcher that also says that the world is great, so that seems good to me.
you read that on Reddit. That wasn't a PhD. That person didn't get a PhD. That one on the ocean is great. Those are not great.
There we have it. Should we all go get stocks then?
Let's do that.
Let's all go get stocks.
I think we should get stocks.
I guess
Okay.
sexism does exist.
Let's get stocks, and that's a show.
That's a show.
Thank you so much, guys. Can we welcome back Analía to our screen?
Bravo.
Thank you for all of your stories. So usually we ask the researcher to give us a grade in their discipline. So don't think about the improv or the comedy, which is always perfect. But just think about like from a government and politics perspective, how did we do?
I think you all did a wonderful job in exploring the different aspects of sexism, the different scenarios that it comes up with, and the different ways in which one can experience it. So I will give it an A.
Wow, thank you.
Some of these characters would be the ones that she invites to have a conversation with her.
Oh, I have so many questions
about their perspectives.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to release our audience from YouTube. Thank you for watching us. Follow us on YouTube and on Instagram.
Thank you.
Follow it, and we'll be back next month.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hey, we are